Exclusive new footage taken during the Charlie Kirk assassination has just been posted to the internet, and it is absolutely shocking to watch. Also, the presiding judge over the case has just issued a major gag order on over 3,000 people to silence them on all things Charlie Kirk. Next up, a woman mocks Charlie Kirk's death, and the recording of that sets the internet on fire, and boy, does the internet deliver a huge blow of karma her way. And lastly, a group out of Denver, Colorado, currently going viral today for what they did at a college campus out of pure hatred towards Charlie Kirk. I'll explain everything. Let's get started. So first off, you see here from Sarah Fields, she says, witness footage has emerged on TikTok from a man who was present the day Charlie Kirk was assassinated. I will share all on this thread. In this video, individuals huddle in a tunnel for safety, not knowing if this was a mass shooting or what it was. Take a look, and then there's more.
Gun. Get down, Tyson. Let's go, Kirk. Look, we gotta fucking go. Go. Everywhere. Where's it? Where we stay? You need to stay? There's a stop right here. Fine. Yes. Me too.
Let's continue on with the other two clips never seen before of the event with Charlie Kirk right now.
I can't believe I fell.
And cleared it out just like that.
So honestly, what do I get out of all these clips? The later two, Charlie throwing hats, very common, not unexpected, but just interesting. Now that he's gone, unfortunately, interesting just to see him just throwing out hats to his community and people who showed up for him. After that, you see the text prompt on screen, like, here's the security. They were filming. If you recognize the guy in the kind of, I don't even know how to describe it, the blue shirts, some shade of blue shirts, security, they're like right around the area where it happened, and they're casing, the place, like just looking on the ground, running around looking. It's almost like they're hunting for 4-leaf clovers. Like, what are you guys looking for? I don't know. I'm not a trained agent, so I don't know, but tell me what you think in the comments that they were looking for and why they were doing that. Because that seems to be a huge thing on the internet right now. But what I will say about the very first clip, where all these people were frightened, we're at a college campus, Charlie freaking Kirk, and I think we all remember how we felt when we saw the footage of that happening to him. They saw it in real time, most likely. That happened. That's a shocker. Is this a mass shooter or just an assassin gunning for Charlie Kirk? So I totally understand the response. Like, oh my gosh, like, is this guy looking to take out 20, 30 more people? Like, now, real quick, as you can hopefully tell from this video and even many previous videos before, There's a reason why viewers come to me for the most exclusive takes on what's going on behind bars for every hot true crime story. Just like there is a reason why Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Now, they're a firm with over 1,000 attorneys, and that's because they win a lot. And as someone who takes pride in the fact that I deliver exclusive scoops and updates before the mainstream media a lot, and I get there first a lot, I relate with Morgan & Morgan. In the past few months, for example, a client in Florida received $12 million. This is, keep in mind, after the insurance company offered a settlement of $350,000. Again, in Pennsylvania, a client was awarded $26 million, which, by the way, was 40 times the insurer's settlement offer. Even if you think your case is not worth millions, why not just start a claim and fight for what you deserve at least? Because Morgan & Morgan makes it very, very easy. You can start a claim. You can do it on your phone. Just a few clicks on your phone right now. You can start it. If you're injured, you can go ahead and easily start your claim at forthepeople.com/jumpsuit by clicking the link below or by scanning the QR code right here on screen. It's that simple. So you see them all huddle down, and I think it's interesting to note, if there's one thing I take away from this video, it's not very significant. It's just a minor notation. I know people love to say the only people who support Charlie Kirk and Republicans and all that they're just boomers and old people, you know, the new generations. We know better and blah, blah, blah. That's, well, we see in this video, someone who showed up to support Charlie was this girl right here. And you can tell she's like a younger generation girl, not just because she looks young, but the hat she's wearing. She keeps up with the current young trends, the fashion styles, the niche, fashion directions. She has a hat where the logo and the wording is kind of printed on purpose upside down. That is a very, very new trend, especially at that time that this occurred with Charlie Kirk. This is a cutting edge, new trend. She is right there in line with like fashion and what the young kids are doing. And she is a young kid herself, basically. Not majorly important, but just that's what I noticed. And I'm just pointing it out to you. You know, there are young people who side with Charlie Kirk and are just as much involved in all of these other things as these disrespectful, hateful, awful people, evil people, who are on the right side of it, you know? Next up, very briefly, the announcement of the gag order in the Charlie Kirk case. So here you see the scope of the Tyler Robinson case gag order is unprecedented in Utah. Over 3,000 witnesses, quote, associates of the case, attorneys, family members, and even press are subject to the order, threatened with potential, quote, contempt of court charges and jail time for even speaking. Wow. But I'll tell you one person who's not going to quit speaking by her own admission, Candace Owens, which I don't really think the gag order applies to her, so it's not like some huge act of defiance. You weren't there. You're not a family member. You weren't a witness. You know, but there's that. And that is a pretty significant update and something you need to know about the case. Now, let's move on to some more ridiculous yet satisfying things.
Hey! You ever heard of Ozempic, you fat ass? Hey!
After that, the clip went insanely viral. It is trending everywhere right now. And then as you see here, good comment, breaking, the woman who made hand gestures showing a bullet to the neck at a No Kings protest has been identified as a teacher in Chicago public school system. Why are they always teachers? Is there any comment? Chicago public school system. Well, let me tell you what the media reported on once they investigated into this matter, because they did very quickly, because I'm telling you, this is everywhere on the internet right now. Here's what they said. So on MSN.com, it says social media erupts over deranged teacher mocking Charlie Kirk's death in a No Kings viral video. This is just 3 hours ago. A video of a woman that users on social media say shows a school teacher in Chicago mocking the death of Charlie Kirk at a protest went viral over the weekend, with many calling for the woman to lose her job. This is a common thing we see with this type of stuff, either on the left and the right. The woman can be seen in the video standing in front of a line of anti-Trump protesters on the day of the quote No Kings protest, yelling at a truck driving by that was carrying a flag honoring Kirk. The woman can be seen on video pointing an imaginary gun at her neck and yelling bang bang. The video, which has racked up tens of millions of views on social media, was widely interpreted as mocking the death of Kirk. I mean, I don't know what else it would be. I'm sure it was. Who was assassinated by a shot through the neck last month. Social media users quickly identified who they believed the woman in the video was, claiming she is a K-8 STEM teacher with the Chicago public school system at Nathan Hale Elementary School. Following that, you see a breaking update. The woman caught mocking Charlie Kirk's assassination has reportedly been identified as Lucy Martinez, a Chicago public school teacher. If this is true, she shouldn't be teaching anyone's kids. Let's make her famous. She wanted attention. Now she'll get it. Share this until Chicago public schools can't ignore it. Well, share is exactly what the people did, because the latest update on this is, as you see here, breaking news update. Lucy Martinez, the Chicago school teacher seen in the now viral video below mocking the assassination of Charlie Kirk, has been fired. It has been confirmed. America let their voice be heard, and they said this is not the type of person who should be educating young minds. Let me know what you think about that. But again, the purpose of these videos, when it's not something related to just my prison experience and where I can weigh in on Tyler Robinson and just like what's going to happen in prison or jail and, you know, kind of my personal expertise there, I do like to give these condensed, you know, for those, if you're anything like me, I don't check the internet 5 times a day to see what's going on at all times. So every 2 or 3 days, if I were you, I would like a kind of summarized version of like, what did I miss over the last 2 or 3 days? So this is pretty, you know, these are the need to knows. This is what's, you know, going on without, you know, there's a lot of bull crap that you probably don't need to know, but these are kind of the main things that are just really developing, no matter how important or not important they are. This is what is at the forefront of the case and just the Charlie Kirk topic. And so there's that. And then I have one final thing for you that is the most recent thing that is blowing up all over the internet, even more so than the thing we just talked about. And that is what these people did at a Denver, Colorado college campus to mock the death of Charlie Kirk. Take a look. See a group of people gathered on a Denver, Colorado college campus. And they set up a booth and kind of in mockery had a sign out front that said, Charlie Kirk had it coming. Change my mind, which is a reference back to an age-old meme of like, you know, just whatever opinion followed by change my mind. That was the tagline. And the text line here says, the rot is deep within our country. There is no unifying with evil. Now, it goes on to get more interesting. You see here, it says, this is just a comment by a user, Charles Lump, but it has thousands of likes. It says, there's your next trans shooter right there. It's got this guy or girl or they or them. I don't know. Could be. I don't know. And then to sum it up, another very popular top comment here. It says, hey guys, communism now accepts Cash App and Venmo. And you see down here, they got these books for sale, and then right below them they have like Venmo and Cash App QR codes and usernames. Pretty funny comments, but I figured I'd throw that in there. I don't know how big of a splash that made, but because it is going so viral, I mean, there are 125,000 posts in the last 24 hours about these images. And so that's what I do. I bring you, I don't say I agree. I don't say I feel this way or that way, or sometimes I do, but, mostly I just try to, condense, if you don't want to spend all your days, just like I don't. I honestly don't. And I hate that I have to sometimes, but I do love to be the guy to bring you the news. If you don't want to spend your days keeping up with every single freaking thing about the Charlie Kirk case, and you just want to know what's significant and what has, really rocked the majority of society and what's being paid attention to, I'll bring that to you. That's the point of these videos. So there's that. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll be back with another one as soon as I have more stuff. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.